At last, we're here. Thanks very much for joining us. Hope you could just switch your phones off if they're on. Appreciate it. Here today with the main fight on the undercard of the Derek Chisora Tyson Fury fight that will take place this Saturday at the Excel Centre on the 29th of November. It's a fight that I'm promoting in association with Chris Eubank Promotions for the British, European and Commonwealth title. Two undefeated fighters, to my right, Billy Joe Saunders, boxer I manage, 20-0. To my left, Chris Eubank Jr., who's a challenger, who's 18-0. It's a very highly anticipated fight. It's a very highly anticipated press conference. We've been trying to get it on for a long time, but finally we've got there. I think two really excellent young fighters, two boxers who I think in their respective ways have really represent the sport really well. And I know a lot of things have been said going backwards and forwards, but the bottom line is this is a cracking fight. It's a great fight for the British fans. And from my point of view, it's, as I say, a fight. As a fight fan, I'm really looking forward to seeing. A lot riding on this. The WBO have made this fight and eliminate the final eliminator for the winner between Korov and Andy Lee that takes place on December 13th. The winner of that fight will, if Billy Joe Saunders wins, will fight him. If Chris Eubanks were to win, then it's his choice whether he want to be in that position. But speaking for Billy Joe, I know it's a fight he wants. So there's a lot riding on this. The winner of this will get a crack at the world title, and it doesn't get any better than that. So there's a lot to go for. 3 titles on the line and the opportunity to fight for a world title in the first quarter of 2015. Anyway, I know we've been waiting a long time to get the two of the guys together, and you've probably been fed up listening to me over that period of time. So we've got them here now. So I'm sure you've got lots of questions to ask, so please feel free to do so.
Chris, is it good to be sitting on the platform finally with Billy?
It's part of the job, you know. I'm here, I came alone, no security, no father, no trainer. You know, it had to be done at some point. Previously, obviously, there's a few press conferences that I missed, but you know, I have more important things to do on my schedule, mainly the training. But obviously now that the fight is so close, I guess the training is tapering down, so I got a spare time, so I can come here and listen to what this guy has to say for an hour. You know, I didn't really want to put my father in that through listening to him talk rubbish and his fake hype for an hour or so. So I said, you know, stay at home and put your feet up, and I'll go and deal with it by myself, just like I will in the fight night.
How do you feel about that, Billy?
He said it all, wasn't he, there? I mean, embarrassing him and whatever and stuff. But he's 25 now, so I think he's entitled to travel alone. I think his dad's in the car park waiting for him now. But listen, he's finally here. He's coming here. Listen, fair play to him. He's come here alone. But you know, you can't expect him not to come here. It's part of the job, isn't it? I think he's contracted to come here. I think for the last 2 press conferences anyway. So it's nice to know that he couldn't be bothered to come and talk to you guys because he was busy doing something else, but you know, there you go. But yeah, he's answered all the questions there. He's going to deal with me on the 29th. I'd like to know what round it is though, because I'll have a bet on it.
What's the deal with this 100 grand bet you had on TalkSport?
Right, my lawyer's over there, Robert Davis. If he wants to, we set it up now. If he wants to contact his lawyer, I'll do the 100 grand bet. And when I win, it will be going to Nemesis Next Step, £100,000. If he wants to do it now, my lawyer's over there, Robert Davis. I'm sure he'll get in contact with his lawyer if he wants to do it today.
You know, in response to that, like I said, when you first offered that bet, I'd love to do it. He said his lawyers would be in contact with my people. We've heard nothing, and we will continue to hear nothing because, you know, like I said, he's a hype guy. He says things, but he knows really that there's never going to be anything like that. if there was, we would have heard it by now, but we haven't. So.
I'll tell you what it is, it's like a fish out of water here, about his dad here, and his little entourage. But listen, if he wants Robert Davis, he's over there, would you contact these lawyers or whatever if he wants to do it for the underground bet charity? I'm happy to do that, and that's for council as well, so I'll do that, it's not a problem.
Can you both say where this rivalry between the pair of you first started?
Listen, there's not really, if you look at it, I'm the champion. Obviously everybody's going to want to fight me. He's playing it that, I want to fight him and going on about him, but I think that he mentioned my name before I mentioned his, with you, Eubank, on one of your shows.
Well, I asked him about you, to be fair.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, he responded about it, that he'd deal with me on 6 or 7 rounds, so we'll see if he can do that. Listen, all the talking's done now. We can sit here saying I'm going to knock him out, this and that. He's going to knock me out. It's done. Saturday night, we're going to see who the winner is. Saturday night's here.
You know, he's a walking contradiction. He talks about how, you know, I've skipped the line and I don't deserve to fight him and, you know, I'm rubbish and all this stuff, but you know, for the last 2 years, in every single interview he's ever had, all he ever talks about is me and how much he hates me and how much he's going to bash me up, and he just loves to fight me. So you know, it's one or the other, you know what I mean? And you know, as far as where this rivalry came from, you know, I didn't even know his name until I was asked about him. And then I had to go on YouTube and see his fights and stuff like that and see that he'd been saying all this stuff about me in interviews. I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm sure that's a fight that'll happen down the line. You know, he's got what he wanted. He's talked his way into the fight. He is the champion at the moment. And really, it should have been me that was, you know, kind of gunning for the fight and talking about him. It's been the other way around. You know, he's talked about me non-stop throughout most of his career. And now he gets his chance to you know, to see if he can back up those words. But
I'll give you a chance to share the ring with Chris Eubank Jr., which I'm privileged to do.
That's right. It is a great privilege.
That's a privilege for me
and one
to
that you're going to regret.
But also, I'd like to say,
I
think he was a very lucky man to look me up on YouTube, because he's getting the biggest payday he's ever probably going to get in his boxing career. So big thanks to YouTube for that, for looking my name up. And you know, he's fighting me now. And now, listen, like I said, all the talking's been done. What's going to happen to him is, listen, there's not going to be a boring fight like we've been watching pay-per-view events. You can see a good fight, but my fight, nobody else's fight. It's all about me. In that ring, he would do what I wanted him to do when I want him to do it. And he knows that. He knows that's what he's got to do.
Do you expect the fight to go the distance and Chris as well?
No, Chris is going to knock me out. Listen, he's already said that. He said he's going to knock me out. That's his fairyland world. But in his own mind, deep down, he knows what's going to happen. He knows. He knows he's not ready for me. I've been in more championship fights. Listen, it's a puncher's chance. If anybody's got a puncher's chance, that's the only chance I'll give him, is a puncher's chance. I mean, who have you boxed?
I'm going to give you no chance.
Alright, who have you boxed? Name someone you boxed. Alright, name one undefeated fighter you boxed.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, okay.
I know I am.
Now, you're all boxing people here, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
And, you know, it's going to be a serious shock. You know, it's one thing to talk about a shark, it's a completely another thing to fight, to swim with him. And, you know, you're going to have to swim very, very fast to even come close to beating me on the night.
Swim. Listen, it's a big show. Chris, how many tickets have you sold for the show, mate?
Let's not do this. Let's not get into childish talk.
I know you are.
Let's stay on the subject.
Listen, all the childish talk's over, mate. We're fighting.
Okay, alright, so let's not talk about tickets.
How many tickets have you sold? No one don't want to come and watch him fighting. Listen, I'll tell you what I could do. I could pick, out of all the yous here now, not being disrespectful to none of yous, but I could pick probably, out of the non-boxers, a fighter here that would give him a better fight than what he's ever faced in his boxing career. He's faced nobody. He's done nothing as amateur. He's done... Listen, I respect every fighter I get in the ring. When that bell goes, I respect everybody, because they've got the art, determination to get in the ring. But, look at it. Look at it, he's boxed he hasn't boxed, I'm going to tell you, he's boxed one person. He's such a big puncher. He's a very good puncher, Chris. Knocks a load of people out, but we've got the same common opponent, Bradley Price. I didn't stop him, neither did he. And he's a what's he, a welterweight? So, he's that big of a puncher.
You know, as far as, you know, the amateur career that he likes to talk about, you know, and how that's going to give him so much of an edge against me with all the experience he's had going to the Olympics and all this.
That doesn't mean nothing. Olympic Games
it doesn't mean anything. You know, the professionals is a completely different game. It's 12 rounds.
Which you've never done.
And he's a point scorer. That's what he does. He scores points against his opponents. He punches to score points. Me, I punch to break my opponent's heart and soul and to take them out of the fight. And, you know, professionals, amateurs, it's a different ball game.
But
so
you've never been in
that's why I don't worry about his amateur career because
the
like I
devil
said,
will
I've been
break my
trained to be a professional from day one. I've never fought like an amateur. Even in my amateur career, I fought as a pro. So that's where my confidence comes from. This is where I know I'm going to be able to take him out.
Like, could you tell us what round?
There was a show last Saturday on Sky Box Office, which is they have a bit of a sore taste in a lot of boxing fans and paying customers' mouths. How confident are you that this show here will put British boxing in terms of a good show on television, put it back where it should be?
Well, where you from?
Fire.
Oh, sorry. First of all, this is not a pay-per-view show. This is a subscription channel, and these fights on paper, the fights on paper on Saturday were what they were. These fights are great fights on paper. Chisora Fury, Billy Joe Chris, Frankie Gavin, Bradley Skeet, Liam Walsh Sykes, Frank Buglioni, Andrew Robinson, Mitchell Smith's fight, Liz Petit against Alioni. All those fights are quality fights. They're all good fights. I think this is, and I include the fight that took place at Wembley, I think this is the best fight card, proper fight card we've seen for many years. Fight card. This is a fight card for the fight fans. You know, you've all got opinions who'll win this fight. Other than the Bellew and the Cleverly fight, you went down that the right hand side of the bill. They were all knockouts. Pretty easy judge. I think there was the betting on him. If you backed Bellew and backed the 6 fights on the undercard, he put, was it £1 on? He won 67 pence. That's the fact there, not me, that's the bookmakers. So look at these odds that you get on these fights. These are good fights. That's why we've got about 300 tickets left, if that. We haven't sold them to the secondary market. We sold them to the fight fans and the boxers. You know, and the boxers have sold them. Not gone out to the secondary market, not charging people over and above the price of the tickets to come and see the fight. This is a this is a show for the fans with fights for the fans. Great fights, and I think it's going to be a fabulous night. And, you know, and I'm a fight fan, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Obviously, I've got a vested interest, but I think this is going to be a great night for the fans. And I know they're all talking about who's going to knock out who's not going to do that. But until that happens, until that happens, it's going to be this particular one's going to be a great fight. And I think Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury is going to be a really good fight. This is not going to be sponsored by Horlicks. This is a good night for the fans. Proper fights for the fans. This is what it's all about. Don't blink or you'll miss them. These are, you know, really good fights. Look at their records. Look who they've been in with. You know, undefeated fighters. There's cases for who can win this fight, who can win, you know, whether he'll win it or this one will win it. But the bottom line is, it's great for the fans, and that's what we're delivering for them. Box Nation is in the business of delivering the best shows from around the world. That's where I've moved as a promoter. I've moved now into a different area. You know, Saturday we did Manny Pacquiao's fight. The week before that it was Bernard Hopkins' fight. That's what we deliver. We deliver that to the British fans. That's the business we're in. And now we're delivering the best domestic fight card, I think, for the last few years, without a doubt. So that's a long-winded answer, but that's what it is.
Question for Chris and Billy then. What do you see as the defining aspects for you winning? What's the key aspects, do you think?
I'm willing to die to defend my record.
We don't want that, neither of you. You both say that. And, you know,
Chris, mate, we're professionals here. Come on. Let's keep watching this.
He doesn't have that type of resolve. He will swallow it when he feels the power. And that's how I know he can't beat me. He won't go to 12 rounds. He'll give up.
You think you've got the punch to stop him?
I know I've got a punch to stop.
Yeah, it stopped me, but I grew up on the gypsy side since I've been no age.
I'm not a
Getting
gypsy.
beat, listen,
I'm
getting
a
beat
different
from
man.
pillar to post by children growing all my life. I've never swallowed in my life, mate. Now that has made me laugh. If that's your game plan, thinking I'm going to swallow, that's gone. You might as well just give up now, because that's ridiculous. That is.
That's a nervous laugh right there.
Listen,
You guys are
listen,
listening
I
to a
promise
nervous
you.
laugh.
Do you know what? Listen, this has come from the heart. If that's his only game plan in his victory thing, I'm going to give up. Listen, a scanner would hit me, and Jimmy's been in this game all his life. He knows I'll get up. I'll still get back up. There's nothing breaking me, mate. Especially not you. Definitely not you.
We will see.
We will see. Sorry about
Given the fight's 5 days away now, and you know, and animosity between both of you, how does it feel right now, sitting 2 feet away?
I don't feel anything. I'm emotionless. He's the guy that gets emotional. He has all the feelings and hate and, oh, I want to kill him and smash him up and do all this stuff to him. I don't care about him. You know, this bill is called the title Bad Blood. There's no bad blood on my part.
that. Well, you just said you wanted to die on there.
He's just the guy that's keeping the belts warm for me until I'm ready to take him home on the 29th.
All in, do you want him in the cases as well? Do you want me to bring the cases or not?
You can give it to me however you want, but you will be given it.
I'll give you something on 29th, but it's not no bell. Just don't worry about that.
Bill, you said all the way through this build-up, if you lose to push Eubank, you will
Yeah.
give up the sport. You still stick by that?
If he beats me Saturday night, I'll retire from boxing.
Not only did he say if I beat him, he said if he doesn't beat me in 5 rounds, he swore in his son's life that he would give up boxing.
5 or 6 rounds, eh? Something like that.
No, don't raise it. It's 5 rounds.
Oh yeah, we'll raise it, alright. But don't worry, 5 or 6 rounds.
5 rounds.
Alright.
So
Listen,
after
what we're going to do,
I
I will not let him tell me what to do. He, like I said a minute ago, he will do in the ring what I say, when I say. And now I want him to do
I'm
it.
going to remind him.
Alright. Please
If
do
you don't
that.
stop me this next round,
Can I just say
you
one
don't
thing?
have a career anymore.
Oh, can I just say one thing?
Remember
Is
that. That's why I will tell him at the end of the 4th
Listen,
round.
if
If
you're
he
down-
makes it to the 4th round, which I, you know,
I'm
I'll
not
be
interrupting
surprised
you when
if
you
he
talk.
does.
Could you let me talk, please? He's through me off track now. Listen, this fight is going to go the way I want it, not the way he wants it. If he thinks he can have time to talk to me, how he looks and have a little twaddle about and talk to people who he's boxed, he's going to have a big shot, because he's not allowed to have a second's break when he's in that ring with me. He will not be able to look at his work and stand there giving all the, oh, Chris Eubank in your eye, or seeing your eyes. Not allowed to do that. He's in the ring with Billy Joe Saunders now, not somebody from Latvia. I think you need to realise that. But he's going to realise it on Saturday night. All the talking's been done. Listen, I'm only here because, you know, you've come and he's come here, so I know that you want to see both of us together, but everything's been done. The training's been done there. Everything's been done. So all that is left to do now is fight. And it's Saturday night.
Jimmy, how did the training camp go in Spain? How long were you out there for as well?
I was out there for 6 weeks. I'd just like to make a point clear what Chris said, and I don't mean no disrespect to Chris. I think he's a very nice young man, but Billy Joe Saunders will do as he's told in the corner and box accordingly. So forget about the 4th. That's the first time I've heard this. 4 rounds, 5 rounds. Right? Now, we've been out at Marbella for 6 weeks. Training camp's gone very well. Perfect. Everything was there for us, the long runs, the mountains. He's prepped me down the weight. In fact, I was out there telling him not to lose too much weight because he had big guys to spar with. And it's gone excellent. We're very
Have you been
pleased.
at Marbella before for any British fights, or was that the
No,
first time?
this is our first training camp. First camp, yeah.
And that's the difference between me and the average Joe, is that he will, like his trainer said, he will do what he's told in the corner. I do what I want. I don't listen to anybody. Nobody tells me what I'm going to do in the fight. I have my own plans, and I'm my own man, I'm my own fighter. Ronnie Davis is there to make sure that, you know, I got the Vaseline on my face, and if I get cut, he'll sort that out. Apart from that, it's all in my head. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I don't need somebody to tell me what to do.
Well, that's nice to know now that we don't need trainers in the game. That's very nice to know.
I didn't say we don't need trainers. I said I don't need to be told what to do while I'm fighting, which
You
is
need
what
the
you
trainers
need.
in the corner for advice, mate. For
You
good
need
advice.
advice.
For good advice.
I don't need advice. I know exactly what I'm doing.
You're 1 in a million then if you don't need advice. 1 in a million.
That's right.
Everyone
That's
needs
exactly what I am. 1 in a million.
Oh, all right then. Believe it.
Chris, how much like your father are you as a fighter?
You know, you can make comparisons all day. You know, we've got the same resolve, we've got the same attitude, and we've got the same chin also. But luckily, I haven't had to prove that in my career. You know, the best chin is the chin that doesn't get hit. But if mine does ever get hit, it stays there, and it stays there solidly. You know, which is another reason why I'm so confident in my abilities to win. You know, on the 29th, because I can take a punch if I have to. I've learned a lot from my father. We got the same DNA, we got the same blood, and we got the same mindset. So you know, you can expect big things from me in the future after I take these 3 belts away from it.
Jimmy, how would you compare Chris to his dad? You know both of them really well.
Well, his dad, I've seen him fight many times. He was a good fighter, his dad. As he says, as a young Chris says, he had a good chin, he could box, he could read a fight, very strong body strength. I would say this, I would think that Chris Senior boxed more quality fighters on the way up than young Chris. Yeah, I think young Chris is a very good opponent for this fight, and I think it's up to him what he does after the fight though. But with his dad, I don't think you can compare him just at the moment, but fight-wise though.
I think they've both got DNA, boxing DNA in their blood. You know, his family goes back as well.
Sure.
Billy Joe and fighters, so you know they come from fighting stock. That's what they are, fighting men. They both got it.
I've been in the gym since I've been 5 years old. It's been plunged in my head from I've been 5 years old. Always win, win, win. I'm a very competitive person, and whatever it takes for me to win Saturday night is definitely. I'm definitely going to win. 100,000,000% fact. If I don't win, I'm retired from boxing. Something I love, my job, everything. I'm going to retire. That's what I'm going to put to myself. Is that there's no possible way you will beat me. Believe me.
If there was no possible way, there would be no ifs about you retiring. If I beat you,
That's
then
the
you're
reason
going
why
to
I'm
retire.
saying, mate. I'm retired. Do you not get it? That's what I'm saying to you. If you beat me, I'll retire.
But if you know you're not going to lose,
Because I'm not. Listen, I'm fighting for what.
to say
This time next year, I'll be set here with a WBO world belt. That's what you're going to do. That is it. That's where I'm going. I'm going to be world champion, and I'm going to make history doing it as well.
we will see.
Chris, your decision to come alone today, was that your decision or Team Eubank as a whole deciding for you to come alone?
Like I said, I didn't feel the need to put my team, my close family and friends through a press conference with John. You know, it's not. If they could be doing better things, and so I came here alone. I'm my own man, and you know I'm going to be alone on the night in the ring. So I've got no problem with being here and dealing with what I got to deal with by myself.
We all know that's a lie. They probably had a little conversation. His dad's probably, like I said, is in the car waiting for him.
You can go outside and look if you want.
Should we all go and have a look, yeah? We'll all go and have a look, see if his dad's outside the car and waiting for him. I think that's what we should do. You're 25-year-old now. I think you're entitled to travel to London alone. Listen, his dad's always been overshadowing his boxing career. Every time he's in a press conference, or whatever he's in, his dad's there. I mean,
We're in a press conference right now.
Yeah, but yeah, in the corner of a fight, the coach is there, and yet
My father is a coach, is my coach. That's why he's in my corner.
yeah, well, what's Ronnie Davis doing there?
He's a trainer.
Alright, well, whatever, trainer, whatever. He's giving advice, but then his dad gives a stare down, and the trainer gets out the ring, and his dad just looks at him. He's not going to be able to do that with me. He's definitely not going to be able to do that with me. 100% fact. And the stare down I'm going to give him. Do you understand the amount of... I'm going to tell you, no, when I beat him, the amount of stick and pressure I'm going to put on him is a joke. He's not going to be able to get back in the boxing ring again. Definitely not. Definitely. Because I'm going to put so much... I'm going to give him so much stick as a joke. Twitter, Facebook, you name it, I'm going to do it. It's done.
That's the difference between me and you. Once I beat you, you know, you're out of my mind forever. You know, I don't care about what Twitter and social media and stuff like this. You know, you're just a stepping stone for me. Once I take the belts away from you, I'll move on. I'll forget your name, just like everyone else in the boxing game will.
Well, the names on your record, you couldn't say them. Never mind, forget them. You couldn't pronounce them.
I like that you're cracking these jokes because it shows me that you're not focused.
I'm not focused, but I've been to training camps, something I've never done before.
I don't care what you've been doing. You're talking about, you know, you're cracking jokes while you're...
Sorry, I'm not allowed to crack jokes. I've got to look at you. I've got to look at all of you with a long face on me, touching this table here, and act like a robot. Listen, I don't do what my dad tells me or what anyone else tells me. I can talk, I'm my own man, and I'm my own man in the ring as well. So
no,
that's all I'm saying.
Your trainer just told you will do what you're told.
And yes, I will. My trainer was...
Alright, so you're not your own man.
In that ring, I paid Jimmy Tibbs, one of the best coaches, I reckon, in this world, to give me advice. So I've been listening to his advice all the way along, and on the 29th, I will box to orders. Whatever orders Jimmy Tibbs gives to me, I will stick to them, and I will box your ears.
And when you lose, that's gonna be the line. Oh, you know,
we will see.
You've got something to fall back on. You know, Jimmy didn't give me the right advice.
We will see.
The game plan didn't go to plan. You know, everything I put on myself is completely on me. I'm not putting it on anyone. I'm not putting it on my trainer. I'm not putting it on my father. Oh, you know, he didn't give me the right advice. He wasn't there in the corner saying the right things. If something was to go wrong, it's all on me.
Yeah.
And when it all goes right, it is all on me. Not on my trainer, not on my father. I did it.
Alright, yeah, you did it. It will all go wrong for you on the 29th. That's definitely for sure. So you want to be thinking about something to say at a press conference after the fight.
Chris, can you tell us about this 50 grand in an escrow you wanted? If Billy Joe was to put his hands in the
That was something that Chris Eubank Promotions, my team, wanted to put together. I didn't even know about that until it came out.
But yet you're a young man and you do what you want, but you didn't know about that.
That's just because I didn't know about doesn't mean I don't do what I want.
People's laughing at you.
You know, the bottom line is I'm here now by myself, no security. If I was worried about him doing anything, then I'd have all my people around me.
Listen,
these are the guys that.
So your dad didn't say they come with you to the venue.
No, these are the guys that came here for the venue. There has to be.
Did your dad have these put here for you?
No,
Frank, did his dad ask for these security guards to be here?
Yeah, ask for security. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So
there you go.
I don't want
the security.
I don't want nothing
is for the. There has to be security in the room. But these are not my personal guys. On the night, I will have my team Eubank security with me. I've never met these guys before in my life. I'm not worried about anything happening right now. You don't have the heart to start anything with me in a press conference. And you won't have the heart to stand
because I'm more professional
with me.
I'm more professional to start. I'm more professional to start in front of media.
Let me ask you this one question. If we get into a war, will you stand there toe to toe with me on the night?
Listen, let me tell you one thing. I will not tell you nothing. I will do what I want to do when I want to do it.
That's good.
Like I say.
That's what I need to hear. That's what I need to hear.
Thank you very much. All you need to do it. You ain't got. You listen. Let me tell you one thing.
You won't stand toe to toe with me. You won't go to war. You're going to feel the power.
If there was a war,
and eventually I'm going to hunt you down and take you out. That's how the night's going to go.
Well, many have tried.
You guys all heard it now.
20 has tried. Listen, I've had a number of unbeaten fighters try that.
I'm not them fighters.
A number of them.
Like your trainer said, I'm 1 in a million.
Oh, you're 1 in a million? I know you're 1 in a million, mate. You're definitely right there.
You should.
Are there any more questions?
Chris, have you ever been offered a fight with Nick Blackwell before?
Not that I know of.
Twice. How can you not that I know of?
I don't get offered fights. My management team gets offered fights.
Have you been told you've been offered a fight with Blackwell before?
No.
A British title eliminator, you didn't get offered Nick Blackwell, that?
Ask my management team.
Your dad?
My dad, my management team, whatever. No one comes up to me and says, do you want to fight Nick Blackwell?
Jimmy, both fighters will say it's an easy fight as they have 4 rounds, 5 rounds with it. Do you think this is Billy Joe's toughest fight?
Could be. I'm not saying he is. It could be. But he's going to win.
He's very confident. If he loses, do you support him retiring?
If he loses, he retires, he does what he wants.
Support that?
Do I support it?
That he retires and never comes back? for losing to?
I haven't even spoken to him about it. So just come up again here, I'll take no notice of it. But if he wants to retire, he's a young man, he'll do what he wants to do.
He's more likely to win with you.
Pardon?
He's going to win.
He's going to win, yeah.
Are there any more questions? No, thanks very much. Thanks, guys.